Well, after a two-game series win against the Philadelphia Phillies, the Rockies are now in Comerica Park here in Detroit, Michigan, going against the Tigers. Rockies coming into 14-18 against a struggling Tigers team who are at 9-25 here on this young season. Rockies looking to channel into the powers of the Force here on Star Wars Day here on the Sideline Crowd. Skylar Timmons here calling balls and strikes for you. Ivan Nova gets his sixth start of the year. He's 1-3 with a .463 ERA. 22 strikeouts to 13 walks. 37 hits given up on the year for the Tigers pitcher. As the Rockies look to make it 3 in a row, Trevor Story will lead things off. Story hitting .221, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. As we just get underway here in Detroit. Here's the first pitch to Story, and we are underway here on this Monday afternoon, and it's 1-0. Tigers having a rough go, but only 9 wins so far this season. They're last in the AL Central.
First pitch.
Very rough month of April. Here's the 1-0 to Story. Runs outside 2-0. Bit of a chillier day here, 43 degrees. Clear skies, wind 4 miles per hour blown out to right. Here's the 2-0. Just this is outside 3-0. David Dahl, the center fielder, waits on deck. Here's the 3-0 to Story. And he'll take a called strike there at the knees on the two-seamer. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Down and in. Ball 4, so a leadoff walk here as Story will trot down to first, and we're underway here. Von Nova having a rough time hitting the zone there. And so David Dahl, the center fielder, back in the 2-hole, will hit now. .268 average on the road, couple of homers, 4 RBIs. Had a rough go of it of late. Kind of picked things up a little bit in Philly over the weekend. Here's the first pitch, and this one's lined into center field. That'll get down for a base hit, so back to men aboard here for the Rockies to start things off. I'm bringing up Nolan Arenado, third baseman, hitting .310. He's got an 11-game hitting streak here. Looking to keep things going here. Good start to the first for the Rockies so far. Here's the first pitch to Arenado, misses low, ball 1. Arenado against Nova in his career. He's 4 for 8 with 6 RBIs.
Well, that's off the plate.
The 2-0 catches the inside corner. It's 2-1. Get a look there at the home plate umpire, or the umpires for this game today. Rockies had a rough time with in the strike zone in Philadelphia. This one's fouled away, evens the count at 2-2. Big bender there for him, Ivan Nova. Here's the 2-2. Fights that one off, evens, keeps the count at 2-2. Rockies won 2 in a row. They took games 2 and 3 against the Phillies, and this one's hit foul. Here's 2-2. He had right through the hole through the right side. Story comes home. He'll score easily, and just like that, the Rockies are up 1-0 here in the first. A little dribbler off the end of the bat just gets through, kind of up and out of the zone. And Arenado just throws his bat handle out, hits it off the end of the bat, and just gets it past first and second baseman into right field. So that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Nobody out. Chopper to first, runs foul. Blackmon third in the National League with .367 average. Here's the 0-1 to Blackmon. Takes a called strike. It's 0-2. Blackmon lost his hitting streak last night. He was at 13 games. Wasn't able to get a base knock yesterday. So he'll start things over again. Arenado now with a dozen games. Here's the 0-2 to Blackmon. Slow roller to short. They'll go to second, back over to first. Just gets him for the double play. So the old 6-4-3 double play. As we take a look at the Rockies starting lineup. Trevor Story leads off, bats playing short. David Dahl batting second. Nolan Arenado batting third. Charlie Blackmon batting cleanup. Daniel Murphy now playing first, batting fifth. Ryan McMahon back in the sixth hole. Ian Desmond in left, batting seventh. Sam Hilliard, the DH today, bats eighth, and Tony Walters doing the catching. Flared out into left center field. That's going to get down. That'll score the run. First pitch swinging for Daniel Murphy. He hits it into left field, and the Rockies got a 2-0 lead here against Ivan Nova. Ran that one in on him. Inside-out swing by Daniel Murphy. And the Rockies have got themselves a 2-0 lead here for Ryan McMahon. First pitch to McMahon. This one's flared out to right field. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Well, the Rockies score two here to start off this game. We head to the bottom of the first. Detroit get their first look at them here on a beautiful Monday afternoon. Kyle Freeland looking to bounce back after a rough start last time around. 7 starts, 3-1 with a 4.33 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 12 walks, 118 whip. He's given up 32 hits on the year in 37 innings of work. Had a rough go of it against the White Sox earlier, as Victor Reyes will lead things off for the Tigers. Here's the first pitch to Reyes. Misses low, ball one. Well, the Rockies have got themselves out of the bottom in the NL West. After the 2 wins over the weekend, they're at 14-18. They've moved up to 4th in the National League West, still 5 games back behind the Dodgers. Just a half game up on the Giants. This one's lined into left field. That's a base hit. Leadoff man's aboard for the Tigers. So leadoff man aboard. Now bring up the longtime veteran Cameron Maben. Here's the first pitch to Maben. Runner takes off. The throw down. Not in time. Reyes swipes second just ahead of that tag. His 4th stolen base of the year, so there's a man on second now with nobody out. Here's the 1-0 to Maben. Grounded to first. Flips it over to Freeland. And there's out number 1. Reyes moves up to third. And there's 1 out now. Take a look at the Tigers starting lineup. Victor Reyes, leadoff man, then Cameron Maben. Miguel Cabrera bats third. Jonathan Schoop batting fourth. CJ Crone batting sixth. Nico Goodrum batting sixth. Heimer Candelario, I can't even say that, bats seventh. Austin Romine catching, and Christian Stewart in left field. So this is lined into left. That'll get down for a base hit. Reyes will score. And Cabrera heading to second. The throw in just behind him. And so it's 2-1 now. RBI double for Miguel Cabrera. And the Tigers answer back here. Here's the first pitch to Jonathan Scope. And this is outside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 to Scope. Line through the hole into right field. Blackman's got it. Cabrera, who doesn't run well, he'll stop at third, and so that'll put men on the corners with 1 out. And the Tigers immediately answering back after giving up 2 runs in the top of the inning. So I'll bring up C.J. Crone. Here's the first pitch to Crone. Misses low, ball 1. Well, it's Star Wars Day today, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. We'll kind of be talking about Star Wars throughout. Favorite moments, just kind of things we like about it. This one's chopped foul. It's 1-1. So if you do end up watching this, you can always leave your comments on it, either in the chat or maybe later on underneath the video if you watch it at a later time. But one of our first moments we've got, talking about Senor Timmons. If you can't tell, that is my brother. Here's the 1-1. Called strike there. It's 1-2 on C.J. Crone. Says, this is an unpopular opinion, but I really enjoyed the moment from Solo when Han meets Chewie. I do kind of like that moment. It's one of the fun ones. Here's the 1-2. Misses low, ball 2. I feel like Solo doesn't have a good rap because it came out so soon after The Last Jedi. Is Crone swings to that one for out number 2 of the inning. First strikeout for Freeland. Muscles that one past him. But the bring up Nico Goodrum, second baseman, hitting 168 on the year. Won't see a lot of high averages for this Tigers lineup. Again, they're 9-25 on the year. That misses low, ball 1. But Solo came out so soon after The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi is so polarizing. Everybody just kind of had a bad taste in their mouths, and Solo came out so soon after that. I don't think people deemed it a failure, but it was a really fun movie. I liked it. That moment when Han meets Chewie, I think that's a fun one. Here's the 1-1. Called strike the letters. It's 1-2. Men on the corners here. 2 outs. Kyle Freeland, just like Ivan Nova, both pitchers who kind of up and down. So it may go for a good back and forth affair. Which one can kind of find their groove first? The 1-2 just misses. Evens the count at 2-2. Comes the 2-2. This one's hit out to center field. Dahl runs in. Can't make the catch. Plays it off the bounce. The run scores from third. And we're all tied up at 2 here in the first. RBI single for Nico Goodrum. I'm going to have Heimer Candelario. I said it right at this time. As Goodrum just kind of blooped that one into center field. Dahl, who was playing a little bit further back, can't make the catch. So here's the first pitch to Candelario. And that misses outside, ball 1 with the curveball. So you see there another low average, 167 for Candelario. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Rough go of it for the Tigers this month. Popped up around home, and Walters is there to make the catch to retire the side, but the Tigers answer back with 2 runs of their own. We're tied at 2 as we head to the top of the second here on this Star Wars Day here at Comerica Park in Detroit. Ian Desmond getting the start today. He'll lead things off here in the top of the second. 228 average, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He's kind of taken over for or Sam Hilliard's kind of taken over for Desmond over the weekend series against the Phillies and just kind of the past week. This simulated Bud Black kind of giving Sam Hilliard a bit of a try at being the everyday guy, and I think he's produced pretty well this past week. One of the heroes in the Phillies series. Ian Desmond, who's had a rough go of it getting the start today, as Hilliard will hit as the DH. This one's popped over to second. Goodrum, or Scopes, got it. And there's one away here. Let's get a look at the Tigers defensively. Left to right in the outfield, we got Christian Stewart, Victor Reyes in center, Cameron Maben right. And then in the infield, Heimer Candelario at third, Nico Goodrum the shortstop, Jonathan Scope the second baseman, and Miguel Cabrera at first, with Austin Romine doing the catching. Good defensive team. They're fifth in the American League in fielding percentage so far. As Sam Hilliard will bat here, hitting .435 on the year. First pitch swinging, hits a hard grounder over to Scope, who throws it offline, pulls Cabrera off the bag, and so Hilliard's aboard thanks to the error. That goes in E4. I'm bringing up Tony Walters with one out. A little bit of catching update today for the Sim Rockies, as Elias Diaz was sent down to Albuquerque, and Dom Nunez has been called up to the big league club. So the Rockies have two left-handed hitting catchers on the bench now. Diaz, who is kind of supposed to be in a platoon with Walters, hasn't had much opportunity as of late, and in his pinch hitting just hasn't done well. This is hitting to right. That's going to get down, bounce off the wall. That'll be extra bases for Walters. Hilliard kind of stuttered there at first, didn't know if it was going to get caught, but thanks to his speed, he hustles into third, and there's two men on in scoring position off that double for Tony Walters. So there's one away here for Trevor Story, leadoff man. First pitch to Story, and that runs outside, ball one. We may see this a little bit today, this kind of back and forth affair, batting wise. As here's the 1-0. Misses low ball two. His last 5 games, Story's scored 5 runs. He's really thrived a little bit better since taking over in the leadoff spot this past week. Here's the 2-0. This one's popped up into right field. Long run for Maben, who makes the catch in foul territory. Not deep enough to score the run, and everybody's going to stay put. That was a long run for Cameron Maben. I'm bringing up David Dahl, 1-for-1, single and a run scored. His first time around. Walters at second, Hilliard at third. First pitch to Dahl is a called strike. Here's the 0-1 to Dahl. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Star Wars Day, a lot of all 9 movies are now available to stream on Disney Plus. Comes the 0-2 to Dahl. This one's popped up back behind third. Candelario ranging back will make the catch in shallow left field, and that'll retire the side. Rockies get 2 men in scoring position. Can't do anything more than that. We head to the bottom of the second. 8-9-1 due up for the Tigers. Austin Romine, the catcher, will start things off for the Tigers, hitting .240 on the year. That's the 5th highest on the Tigers in batting average. Face Kyle Freeland, who's looking to bounce back. And a called strike there, 0-1. Comes the 0-1. Popped up first base. Murphy's there to make the catch. And there's one away. Quick out there for Kyle Freeland. So we get a look here at the Rockies defensively. In the outfield, from left to right, we have Ian Desmond, David Dahl, and Charlie Blackmon. And in the infield, as always, Arenado, Trevor Story, Ryan McMahon, and Daniel Murphy with Tony Walters behind the plate. They've kind of been throwing out the same lineup every day, and well, they've been getting on a roll, so it's helped them out quite a bit. Here's the first pitch to Stewart. Takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Well, Stewart, the best average on the team, 351, 5 homers, 11 RBIs, 10-game hitting streak. For some reason, they have him hitting out of the 9-hole. Kind of acts as a double leadoff man, I suppose. That's a called strike. It's quickly 0-2. He's got 5 doubles, second on the team. Boy, the Tigers have really fallen by the wayside ever since they were slow dribbler to second. McMahon's got it, and there's 2 away here. I remember when they got to the World Series in, I want to say 2014. All those years kind of blend together. Or 2012 was when they got there. I'm going to bring up Victor Reyes against the Giants. I had a bet going against a friend who's a diehard Giants fan. Made a bet that if the Tigers won the World Series, she'd have to wear a Rockies jersey, and then if the Giants won, I'd have to wear a Giants jersey for the day at school. This is the 1-1, and it catches the outside corner. Sadly, they lost, and so I had to wear a dreadful Giants jersey all day at school. Luckily, I put on a Rocky shirt underneath to prevent it from touching me at all. Or just kind of have that buffer. Ever since then, the Tigers have just kind of slowly gone downhill. Kind of confused there of what the general manager's doing. Is they're not quite in a rebuild, or they're starting to rebuild. Quite sure. That ball misses low, runs the count full. Cameron Maben waits on deck. Reyes singled, came around to score. The Tigers are the embodiment of perhaps the Jedi from the Star Wars franchise. That's a called strike at the letters. So a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland. Way to the top of the third. We're tied at 2 near Comerica Park on May 4th. Nolan Arenado will lead things off. Tell you, the Rockies usually have their Star Wars night, usually in like late July or August is when they have it. And that's one night that I would love to go to, mostly to either get a bobblehead or a sweet shirt. First pitch swinging by Arenado lifts this one out to right field, but Maben only has to range back a little bit, makes the catch, and there's one away here to start the third. As take a look here at the American League Central Division, the standings: Minnesota at 24-11 leads it, and then Cleveland at 19-18, Chicago at 17-17, Kansas City at 17-18, and Detroit already 14.5 games back at 9-25. They are looking up at a massive ceiling. The Twins kind of surged to take over as the power in the Central past few years. First pitch called a strike for Blackmon. He's 7 for 12 against Von Nova. Here's the 0-1. Lines that one foul. But I was saying with my little analogy, the Tigers seem like the Jedi, where they were doing well, and then just one thing or another just kind of led to their downfall. And they've just kind of meaningless now. As Blackmon strikes out. There's 2 away now for Daniel Murphy. RBI single his last time up. Hero in yesterday's game against the Phillies hit a 2-run home run, made it 4-2, and that's where the score stood until the end of the game. They were able to hold on for a 4-2 victory over the 4-3 victory over the Phillies. I can't talk today. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now on Daniel Murphy. Last 8 games, 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. Murphy's really improved his batting average Here's the 0-2. Runs inside. 1-2 now on Murphy. But he's really bounced back for the Rockies as of late. Here's the 1-2 to Murphy. Runs outside. Ball 2. The 2-2 delivery to Murphy. Fights that one foul. And another 2-2 delivery to Murphy. We'll do it again. Takes ball 3. Good at bat here by Daniel Murphy. Here's the payoff pitch to Murphy. Hits this one foul. Down line. Well, one of the big things in Star Wars news today, there were a couple of things. The final episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars debuted. And a called strike 3 at the letters. That will retire the side. So 1-2-3 inning for Ivan Nova. Here as he sets down the Rockies in order. We head to the bottom of the third. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Tigers. Cameron Maben, ground out victim his first time around. He'll stand in here to lead off the third. 2-2 ball game. Freeland at 30 pitches. And taken all the way, it's 0-1. Cameron Maben, first round pick all the way back in 2005. 15-year veteran.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Roughly the 10-year veteran. It's 1-1 now on Maben. Star Wars The Clone Wars, the final episode, debuted today. I watched it twice already. Pretty enjoyable, a lot of fun action. If you haven't watched The Clone Wars at all, I would highly recommend it. This is popped up on the infield. Story picks it, throw to first, just got him. Bang, bang play at first. That was a tough play by Trevor Story. Wasn't hit hard, just kind of floated in the air. Picks it like a first baseman and just gets him by half a step. So 1 away now for Miguel Cabrera, an RBI double his last time up. Cabrera in 278. Former Triple Crown winner. What a tear Miguel Cabrera was on several years ago. Especially that year when he won the Triple Crown. In his career, he's got 2,841 hits across 17 seasons. Across with the Marlins. And with the Tigers. He's enjoyed a very successful career. Here's the 1-0 to Cabrera. Misses high, ball 2. You'd never really think of him as a Marlin, but that's where he originated. Won a World Series with them in 2000. I forget when that was. 2003? Something like that. Here's the 2-0. This one's lined into center field, but right at Ryan McMahon. And there's 2 away now here in the third. Jonathan Scope. Single in the first. He's in 256 on the year. 2 outs here in the third. And as I was saying, the Clone Wars. If you've never watched it, I would highly recommend it. It helps further a lot of things in Star Wars. Particularly, I think it fixes the Anakin Skywalker character. The 1-0, this is line foul. Because the biggest complaint that people have with the prequel series of movies, episodes 1, 2, and 3, is that Anakin is kind of whiny, kind of annoying. Here's the 1-1. Grounded to first. Murphy's got it on the high chop. And that will retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland. Both pitchers cruising here. As we're through 3, we head to the top of the 4th. Still tied at 2. McMahon, Desmond, and Hilliard due up in the top of the 4th. Ryan McMahon to lead things off now. He's over 1, fly out in the first. But in the Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker kind of gets more likable, and you actually get to see him as a charismatic, good Jedi fighter and, likable guy, where kind of makes you think of how unfathomable it is for him to become Darth Vader, unlike in the films. This one's lined into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, so leadoff single for Ryan McMahon here against Ivan Nova, and the Rockies are in business here in the top of the fourth. I'll bring up Ian Desmond 0 for 1 in this one. Popped out to the second baseman his last time up. First pitch swinging here, pops it up, shallow right field. Long run for Maben, can't get there. Throwing to second, not in time. McMahon kind of had to stop halfway, but he was able to get to the bag safely. That was a long run for Maben, but it'll go down as a base hit. So 2 men aboard here for Sam Hilliard, 0 for 1. This one's lined into center field. Back goes Reyes, who makes the catch. McMahon tags at second. He'll move up to third. Now the men on the corners now with 1 out. Rockies got something cooking here. Hard hit line drive to deep center field by Hilliard. We see him make a lot of good contact. And so that'll bring up Tony Walters. Double in the second. With 1 away here, men on first and third. Line foul. Nova looking to get the double play here. Last 9 games, triple, couple of doubles for Walters, and 5 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Misses high, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Grounded to Cabrera, who slides and gets it. Throws to second, back over to first. Double play. And that'll end the inning. Rockies get 2 men aboard with nobody out, but then can't cash in with men on the corners and 1 out. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 5, 6, and 7 do up for the Tigers. We're tied at 2 here on May the 4th. All right, C.J. Crone, strikeout victim in the first, will lead things off. But I love the Clone Wars. Of the animated TV shows, between that and Star Wars Rebels, Clone Wars is much, much better. It feels a little bit more adult and serious, with still some fun, like kid moments that anybody can enjoy. So it was a good finale. I won't spoil anything here, as this one's lifted to left field. Desmond ranges back. He'll make the catch. And there's 1 away here to start the 4th. You haven't seen Desmond for about a week or so, but he makes a good catch there. I'm going to give Nico Goodrum RBI single his first time up. So there's 1 away here in a 2-2 ball game. But the finale, I think it was good. Just felt like it was still missing something. Could have been a little bit longer or so, maybe to just kind of give a little bit more closure to that series. But there's still plenty of like books, comics, and other things they can explore. So much to complain about. I think it's a good ending. Still missing something, but good stuff. Highly recommend it. Here's the 1-1. Grounds that one foul. It's 1-2. Because we can thank the Clone Wars. I will give this spoiler that we have Darth Maul actually back, and we actually have him as a fleshed out character, and he's awesome. Here's the 2-2. It's 2-2 now on Nico Goodrum, the Tigers shortstop. 2-2 delivery. Lifted high to left field. But Desmond's there to make the catch, and there's 2 away now. Good job of both pitchers to having settled down after that first inning, where all 4 runs in this game were scored. Heimer Candelario over 1, a pop out in the first. It's 2-2. 2 outs here in the 4th. Rockies looking to win 3 in a row. Tigers trying to get in the double-digit win column. Fly ball to right field. Easy play for Blackman. And that'll do it here for the Tigers in the fourth. A 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland. We head to the top of the fifth. Top of the order due up for the Rockies. We're tied at 2 here on May the 4th. As looks like we have a report from Heidi Watney that we have to skip over. Talking about something. We can only assume. So maybe something about Nolan Arenado. But Trevor Story will lead things off here. He's 0 for 1. Walk and a run scored. Walked to lead off the game. But for folks that are still worried about Star Wars Rebels, I would still recommend that show. Especially if you can get through that first season, because second, third, and fourth season have a lot of good stuff that pertains to Star Wars canon and lore and story. And there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in there. It's definitely a little bit more of a kid show. It's 0-1 now on Trevor Story. Because it's on Disney XD, that was their first Disney Star Wars TV show. Lined right at Scope, who digs that one out, and there's one away here in the Rockies half of the fifth. But Star Wars Rebels has a lot of good stuff to it. Had some of the most emotional moments that I've seen at moments. The end of season 2, I won't spoil anything there, but a lot of good stuff there. I'll bring up David Dahl, who's 1 for 2, single and a run scored in this one. Hits with one out here in the fifth in a 2-2 ball game. Misses high, ball 1. Dahl's upped his average to 237. It's come a long way in the past week. Takes strike 2. It's 1-1. Or strike 1. I'm just losing the count all over the place today. Here's the 1-1 to David Dahl. Runs inside, ball 2. I have not watched Star Wars Resistance, but from what I've heard, it is not great. And that animation to me is just atrocious. This is lined into center field for a base hit. So 1-out single for David Dahl. Rockies have a man aboard here in the fifth. Just goes the other way with it, beats the shift. Had him shaded a little bit on both sides. And he hits it right back up the middle, and so there's a man aboard for Nolan Arenado. RBI single his first time around. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Looking to get a good piece of it. Iman Nova around 54 pitches. He really bounced back after a rough first inning. Same as Kyle Freeland. Check swing, but it misses low. Ball 1. 5 for 10 in his career against Nova with a home run. It's 1-0. Fouled away. Probably one of the best Star Wars things that I think everybody could agree on is The Mandalorian, exclusively on Disney Plus, and that is a fantastic show. Aside from like episode 3 or 4, whichever one it was, one of the earlier episodes, outside of that one, that entire season is really good. And even that episode isn't bad. It's just kind of boring and different. Pitch misses low, 3-1. But it brings back that old Western style of Star Wars that it's just a really nice sci-fi Western of old school Westerns. I grew up on a lot of Westerns. It reminds me of that. And he's just one bad dude. This one's lined into right field. That's a base hit. So back-to-back singles here for the Rockies. They got some business a-brewing with one out here in the fifth. Just goes the other way with it, and that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Blackman's 0 for 2 so far. Looking to restart that hitting streak. Runs up and in, ball 1. But The Mandalorian, I absolutely love that show. He's just a bad dude. Good stuff. Fantastic show. Comes the 1-0. Misses it, or catches at the letters. 1-1. Blackmon in 9 seasons, he's about 21 homers shy of hitting 200. which is very feasible for him to reach that in this season of simulated baseball. Here's the 1-1 to Blackman. Hits that one foul. This one's fouled away. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Blackman. Misses high. I'll run even the count at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Lifted high to center field, not very deep. That'll be caught by Reyes. And there's 2 away here as the throw goes all the way to third. Once again, there's 2 outs here for the Rockies. And Daniel Murphy up to the plate with men on first and second. Murphy's 1 for 2 in this one. This one's fouled away. It's 0-1. But Star Wars movies, maybe we'll talk a little bit about that next inning. Here's the 0-1. Tapper back to the mound. Nova's got it. He'll throw down to first, and that'll retire the side. Rockies come up empty again. Good job of pitching there by Nova. We head to the bottom of the 5th. We're still tied at 2. Romine, Stewart, and Reyes due up for the Tigers. Well, here in the bottom of the 5th, the Rockies and the Tigers. Both clubs just really trying to find a groove. It's Austin Romine stand in. He's 0 for 1. Had to pop out his first time around. But the Star Wars movies. Now, I'm one of those people that I kind of follow the crowds and the general consensus, where I love the original trilogy. I see the potential in the prequels, and there is some good stuff in there, but those movies are not great. They are just plagued by a lot of bad stuff that don't work, sadly, for it. Here's the 1-1 to Romine. Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That makes it 1-2. The 1-2 to Romine. Lifted high to left field. Desmond's there to make the catch. And now there's 1 away here.
Now batting, number 14.
Henry Kristen Stewart, 0 for 1, ground out in the 2nd. Tigers have been held to 4 hits so far. Here's the first pitch. Problem, I like the sequel trilogy. I love The Force Awakens. I absolutely adore that movie. A lot of good nostalgia to it. It's just a fun Star Wars movie. It is a Star Wars movie. Which it's fun, and I love it. Last Jedi is good. There's a lot of dumb things in it, but there's a lot of cool and good things. Kind of split down the middle on that one. This one's skied out to left field. Long run for Desmond, but he's there to make the catch for out number 2. Kyle Freeland has really settled into a groove here after giving up 2 runs in the first. And I'll bring up Victor Reyes, 1 for 2. And then Rise of Skywalker. The more I think about it, the more I get angry at that movie. if I don't think about it, there's fun. It is a fun, okay movie. Is it the best conclusion? In my opinion, no. Is it a fun film? Yes. A lot of cool stuff, but I wish there was still more to come in that story. Here's the 1-0 to Reyes, misses low, 2-0 on the Tigers center fielder. A lot of fun moments. Here's the 2-0. That one's fouled away. Comes the 2-1 to Reyes. So I remember when I went. So I never knew. I just remember one day growing up when I was just at home, and all of a sudden I saw Star Wars Episode 1, VHS tape at our house. Oh, this one's hit out to right field. Blackman makes the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland. So we head to the 6th, still tied at 2, as McMahon, Desmond, and Hilliard look to get the Rockies going again. So McMahon will lead things off here. Base hit his last time up in the 4th. But I remember just sitting at the house and I found, Episode 1 of The Phantom Menace. And I was like, what the? Star Wars? I remember these, 3 other movies we have, but what's this one? And of course, I'm 4 or 5 at this point. When I recognized that we had it. So that was fun. Turns out that movie, the back of that movie box spoils, everything. Because I always thought it was a mystery, who Emperor Palpatine is, who ends up being the Emperor. Here's the 2-0 to McMahon. Hits that one into right field or left field for a base hit. And there's leadoff man aboard once again for the Rockies. They've had plenty of opportunities in this one. Hits this one right past the outreach glove of Candelario. Honoring V and Desmond. Base hit his last time up. Kyle Funkhauser and Bo Burrows warm up in the Tigers bullpen. First pitch swinging for Desmond. Jam shot into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. McMahon slides in safely into second. That was exactly the same type of hit that Desmond had his last time up. Last time it was in a ride. This time he just kind of chips it into center field. And that'll do it for Ivan Nova. Had a good outing with 5 innings, gave up 2 runs. But is just constantly giving up hits to the Rockies. And that's all that we'll see of him in this ball game.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
Ron Gardenhire will go to his bullpen, get Kyle Funkhauser, making his 19th appearance. He's 1-2 on the year with 34 innings work, 6.09 ERA. A lot of strikeouts, 32. And a lot of walks, sadly, is at 20, but he's been very successful against left-handers. As Sam Hilliard will hit now with men on first and second and nobody out. It's been in this situation a lot in this game. Rockies have had this situation a lot in this game, but they haven't been able to capitalize since the first inning. Here's the 1-0 from Funkhauser. Misses low with that bender. The change up. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Hilliard. Called strike. It's 2-1. I remember when I went to see Attack of the Clones. I was still a little young. We went for my brother's birthdays. The 2-1 grounded to first. Cabrera fires to second. The return throw to first and just gets Hilliard. Hilliard, who runs well, is doubled off. Nice play there by Cabrera, who receives it to give him enough time to turn it. So I'm bringing up Tony Walters is 1 for 2, a double in the second. Jordan Zimmerman and Bo Burrows Both warming up in the Tigers bullpen. Go-ahead run, and Ryan McMahon waits at third with 2 outs now. Misses high, ball 1. But we went to go see Attack of the Clones, but I didn't finish the film, as in the movie theater I started kind of feeling bad or sick or something, so then my mother and I had to go sit out in the car. And so my mom didn't get to finish watching it. Her and my dad went back later to see it another time without us kids. And then I remember going to see Revenge of the Sith. And I remember leaving that movie theater, and 2 of my brothers and I, on the way home, just thinking, like, that was dumb, right? It is grounded to second. Scopes picks it up. He'll fire to first. And the Rockies squander yet another scoring chance. We head to the bottom of the 6th. We're still tied at 2. Rockies have 10 hits. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tigers now with 2, 3, and 4 due up. So I remember my brothers and I, we specifically were making fun of Anakin when his moment of turning to the dark side. First pitch misses. Thought it caught the zone, but it runs outside. Maben currently on a 4-game hitting streak, looking to extend it to 5 games. It's the 1-0. As we were driving home, we were sitting there talking about him, thinking about him, like, man, that was silly. It's just, oh no, what have I done? Join me. All right. It's 3-0 now on Cameron Maben. Well, that's the thing with Star Wars, is I love those movies, but they're also fun to make fun of. It's 3-1 now on on Cameron Maben. Kyle Freeland's really turned this game around. Had a rough first inning, gave up 2 runs, but then it's kind of been smooth sailing ever since. He's down 3-1 on Maben, though. Fly ball right field. He's had quite a few of those in this game. Blackman's underneath it, makes the catch. And the leadoff man is retired here in the 6th. I'm bringing Miguel Cabrera. He's 1 for 2, had a double his first time around. And then came around to score. I know he's getting older, and is still one of the best bats in the game. Still a very dangerous hitter. 0-1 now as he fouls that one away.
1-1.
Contrary to popular, I know everybody still talking about favorite movies and thoughts on the movies and stuff. I know everybody loves Empire Strikes Back, which is a good movie. It is very good. But I just absolutely love Return of the Jedi. That is my absolute favorite film. Not because of the Ewoks, those are silly, but I just love everything with Darth Vader and that final fight on the Death Star and all that good stuff. Fantastic movie. Partly also of my nostalgia for this one's lined into center field. That's going to get all the way to the warning track. Dahl cuts it off, and Miguel Cabrera with a 1-out double here, his second double of the game. So the Tigers have a man in scoring position with 1 out. So the other way, just into the gap in center field. Dahl had a long way to run, and so the go-ahead run is now at second with 1 out. Jonathan Scope, the cleanup hitter, now due up. Single in the first. Leads the club in RBIs. Gets another chance here. And that needs to get back on a box of Frosted Flakes. Not sure what he's doing there. Sort of pumping his chest out. That is not great. Here's the first pitch to Scope. Misses outside, ball 1. Wade Davis and Jake McGee warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Wade Davis, you recall, was taken out of the closer role. That has been given to Scott Oberg after a couple of rough outings in Philly. Rockies had a chance to sweep the weekend series against the Phillies, but Davis blew the game on Friday and then had a rough go of it in Saturday's game. Managed to nail down the save, but it was close. And then Oberg nailed down the save in yesterday's game. Here's the 2-1 to Scope. Called strike there at the knees. It's 2-2. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Misses inside. 3-2. CJ Crone waits on deck. Full count now on the Tigers' second baseman. Kicks and deals. And misses inside, ball 4. So that'll put men on first and second here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. We're still tied at 2, and CJ Crone, the designated hitter, will come up to the plate. Reminder, fans, you can, if you're watching this live, you can share your favorite Star Wars moments and comments and all that good stuff in the chat. And we'll talk about it and all that good stuff. Here's the first pitch to Crone, misses inside, ball 1. What I think is always super fascinating, talking about Star Wars movies here. Here's the 1-0 to Crone. Grounded to short, diving stop by Story, but he can't come up with it cleanly, and Crone will reach. Now to load the bases here. Nobody, or still 1 out. Now goes a base hit. Kind of a sliding stop by Story, but he can't come up cleanly, and Bud Black's going to go to his bullpen here. That'll do it for Kyle Freeland. Was cruising since the first. He's kind of upset as he leaves the game with 1 out here in the 6th, and the bases loaded. As he'll have to hand it over to a shaky Rockies bullpen. We're tied at 2 here in the 6th. American Park, and we're going to get Jeff Hoffman to come in, making his 13th appearance. He's 2-0. 6.61 ERA. 11 strikeouts, 10 walks. The walks have really killed Hoffman. He's only thrown 16 in the 3rd innings, but he's walked 10 in that time. So he'll face Nico Goodrum. Switches over to the left side. Takes first pitch strike. Infield and double play depth. Corners a bit in. It's 0-1 now on Goodrum. Just gets a piece of that one and fouls it off. 0-2. Big at bat here. We didn't see Hoffman much over the weekend. Or at least we saw him on 0-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Got him with the fastball up and out of the zone. And a huge out there as the bases are still loaded, but now there's 2 outs. And you get Heimer Candelario. Here's the first pitch to the 3rd baseman. Just misses inside and low, ball 1. As I was talking about before, I just lost my train of thought. Was my parents have seen every single Star Wars movie in theaters. Pitch misses low, ball 2. I think except Solo. They didn't see Solo in theaters. But every main Star Wars movie they saw in theaters all the way back in 1977 when the first Star Wars came out in theaters. And that's just one of the coolest things, I think. The fact that they've been fans their whole lives. Not like the die-hard fans, like the people who argue about it online, but the generic wholesome fans that are just there to see it from the beginning. They've enjoyed every single movie. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Not arguing online about
well, Mace Windu actually has a yellow lightsaber.
Or something like that, but no, just good wholesome fans. It's meant to be enjoyed. This one's fouled away. Full count still here on Candelario. Here's the 3-2. Lined into center field, but Dahl is there to make the catch. And Hoffman gets them out of the inning. Strikeout in the lineout. They leave them loaded. Way to the top of the 7th. Still tied at 2. As leadoff man Trevor Story will start things off here. Here's the first pitch to Story. This is high, ball 1. I remember once as a kid I did a Star Wars marathon with some friends. As Story swings to that one, it's 1-1. We started at noon watching Star Wars Episode 1. This one's lying right at first. Cabrera makes the catch. And there's quickly one away here. Story is retired. Kyle Funkhauser still on the mound for the Tigers. Story hit that one square on the nails. But he comes up empty. They'll bring up David Dahl. A couple of singles and a run scored to his credit thus far. One away here in the 7th. Funkhauser kicks and deals. Runs inside with that breaking ball. And it's 1-0. Well, we started the movie at noon with episode 1. Ran through. And we finally got to episode 6. I think like sometime early in the morning. I would never do that again. I can't sit there and watch all those movies at once. Gets tiresome, especially nowadays when there's 9 of them. Each of them over 2 hours. And then if you really want to do it right, you add in Rogue One and Han Solo. The Han Solo movie. 3-1 now on David Dahl. That just takes way too much time. You got to split it up. Before episode 9 came out, my roommates and I at college were watching one like once a day or a couple days out of a week leading up to when episode 9 came out. Grounded foul. Count remains full on David Dahl, the center fielder. It's a sign when you're getting too old, you just fall asleep. You can't sit and do those marathons anymore. This one's into the gap in right center field. That's going to get to the wall. Dahl, who runs well, round second. Hits to third. The throw from Scope, not in time. A one-out triple by David Dahl. And the Rockies have a man 90 feet away from scoring with 1 out here in the 7th. Good piece of hitting there by David Dahl. Cuts the bag at second, slides in safely well ahead of the throw. And there's a man on third for Nolan Arenado. It's 2 for 3 tonight. David Dahl is definitely feeling the force tonight. And Nolan Arenado, the force is strong with him too. 0-1 the count on Arenado. Misses outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 to Arenado. Misses high, ball 2. I want to talk a little bit about Star Wars video games. That's kind of been a staple in that series. Here's the 2-1. Grounds that one foul. Dahl had to hop over it. And it's 2-2 now on the star third baseman. But on the Nintendo 64 and like the Super Nintendo, I remember growing up with the Super Star Wars trilogy. And then I also remember at times having Shadows of the Empire on the Nintendo 64. think we'd borrow it sometimes. This one's lined right past a diving first baseman. Info is playing in, bobbles it in right. Doesn't matter. Arenado with an RBI single here in the 7th, and the Rockies take the 3-2 lead. Hard hit ground ball on the right side, right past Miguel Cabrera. The entire infield was playing in, and Arenado takes out for second to throw down Romine, and Arenado gets in under the tag. Thought they had him hosed, but he just gets underneath it, and so there's a man on second with one out. Arenado swipes another bag. I'm not sure if I agree with that call at second. Romine beat Arenado by almost a mile, but somehow he slides in under the tag. So one away here for Charlie Blackmon. Arenado at second now after that stolen base. It's 2-1 now. It's one of the downfalls of this sim game is that it kind of goes both ways. There isn't much opportunity to do instant replay challenges. It's kind of rare when it happens. Grounder to first, Cabrera's got it. Arenado will move up to third as Blackmon's retired. 2 outs now with a man on third. Another bring up Daniel Murphy.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel.
Gets Blackmon to roll over that one. Easy ground ball to Cabrera. It's now Murphy has got an RBI single in this one. Looks to add that insurance run at third to extend the lead. First pitch to Murphy, misses high, ball 1. One of my favorites, though, is Rogue Squadron. That was one of the fun games, flying around in all the different ships. This one's grounded right at scope. Throws over to first, and now retire the side. But the Rockies strike back finally, and they take a 3-2 lead. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. Rockies on 12 hits so far. 8-9-1 due up for the Tigers here at Comerica Park in Detroit. Rockies will be here for 2 more games after this one, and then they'll head home and face the Reds starting Thursday to play out through the weekend in a 4-game series. Austin Romine in there takes called strike 1 on the curveball. Jeff Hoffman still on the mound for the Rockies. Got out of a bases-loaded jam to save Kyle Freeland's bacon. That one's fouled away. It's 0-2. For Rogue Squadron, that spawned 2 sequels, both on the GameCube. I remember we never had the second one, but I remember my brothers getting the third one and us playing that one a lot. Popped up behind home plate. Walters throws off the mask and is there to make the catch. And there's one away here to start the 7th. And it's Christian Stewart. Will stand in now. 0 for 2 in this one. Fly out and a ground out. Here's the first pitch to Stewart. That runs outside 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Called strike all the way. It's 1-1. There's a lot of good moments in Star Wars. I think perhaps my favorite moment, those I've mentioned, I just love the fight between Darth Vader and Luke in Return of the Jedi. That's probably one of the best because it's very emotional after Darth Vader basically threatens Leia when he finds out that Luke has a sister, and then he just kind of rage attacks him, and it's just a very powerful moment. Lined right over the outreached glove of Arenado, and so there's a 1-out single here in the 7th for the Tigers. 11-game hitting streak for Stewart now. Lines it the other way. Arenado just can't get enough height to his jump. And that'll bring up Victor Reyes. Rockies lead this 3-2. Man on first with one out. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. The throw down. Not in time. Bounced it into the dirt as Story knocks it down. Good jump there by Stewart. Running on the first pitch. Wolters comes up with a clean throw. They probably got him, but instead there's man on second now with one out. Bunts it hard to second. McMahon's got it, but he'll have to just eat it as he's aboard now. Puts man on the corners with one out. Tying run 90 feet away now for Cameron Maben, who's 0 for 3. Jeff Hoffman's in a bit of a jam now. Came into the bottom of the sixth with the bases loaded with one out. Was able to get out of the inning without giving up a run. Looking at the same type of situation here. These have been moments that the Rockies relievers have really struggled with. He is getting out of jams, preventing damage. Here's the first pitch to Maben. Big swing at that curveball. It's 0-1. It's moments like these you got to be like the blind guy in Rogue One, where you got to be chanting, "I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me." As Hoffman gets ahead here, 0-2 on Maben. Here comes the 0-2. Runs outside, trying to tempt him with that slider, but he lays off. Well, both teams scored 2 runs in the first inning. Then it's been held scoreless until this inning when the Rockies scored a run in the top of the 7th. Runs outside again with that curveball. It's 2-2. Hoffman looking for the ground ball. Reyes runs well at first, and that runs the count full. Miguel Cabrera waits on deck. He's got 2 doubles thus far in this game. So tough spot here for Jeff Hoffman. Is you want to be able to get Maben here, hopefully on the strikeout. Hoffman comes set, looking to go back to that breaking ball. Kicks and deals. Got him! Swinging strike 3. Went with the fastball down and in. Ties Maben up. And there's 2 away here in the 7th for the Tigers. I'm bringing Miguel Cabrera not out of the woods yet. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. But Hoffman in a much better spot now with 2 men gone. Lined into center field. That's going to get down. That'll tie the game. First pitch swinging is Miguel Cabrera. And he just lines it into center. And we're all tied up again at 3. Hung a breaking ball over the heart of the plate, and you can't do that with Miguel Cabrera. Former MVP and Triple Crown winner. So men on first and second with 2 outs. Wade Davis, Jake McGee in the Rockies bullpen. And that's called strike to the knees on Jonathan Scope. 1 for 2 in this one thus far. It's like these 2 teams are linked together in this game. When one team does something, the other one does it. Jonathan Scope hitting .348 with runners in scoring position. Leads the team in RBIs. And he's looking at an 0-2 count now with 2 outs. Kicks and deals. Runs up inside. 1-2. Tense moments. And this is where you really got to keep your composure. And where the Rockies have really struggled, especially in the bullpen, is in these tense moments. Got him, swinging strike 3. Went the fastball down Main Street. Scope can't catch up to it. Well, the Tigers do tie it, though, but Hoffman prevents any further damage. We head to the 8th. We're all tied up at 3. Ryan McMahon, the Rockies' second baseman, will lead things off here. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. There's been plenty of opportunities tonight in this game for the Rockies to take the lead, but they've just squandered so many opportunities. They've ended up with the 2 leadoff men on, but then a fly ball and a double play or something of that sort has kept them off the board. Bo Burrows and Jordan Zimmerman warm up, ready at a moment's notice to relieve Funkhauser, who's in his 3rd inning of work. He's done a good job. He's only given up the 1 run. Here's the 0-1 to McMahon. That one's fouled away. McMahon, in Saturday's game, hit a 3-run homer in the top of the 9th to give the Rockies a 7-4 lead against the Phillies. He went on to win that game. So he's had some clutch hits as of late. This one's hit to right field. Maben ranges over to make the catch, and there's one away here for the Rockies in the 8th. Looking for that big hit to give them the edge. They'll bring up Raimel Tapia, who will pinch hit for Ian Desmond and take over in left field. Tapia, who's primarily been the Rockies' primary pinch hitter. He's hitting .263 on the year. First pitch to Tapia runs outside, ball 1. A little over 22,000 here at Comerica Park in this simulated crowd. Here's the 1-0 to Tapia. Swings and pops this one up shallow left field as Goodrum ranges back and makes the overhead catch. Over the shoulder catch, and there's 2 away now here in the 8th. I'll bring up Sam Hilliard. Just got underneath it, popped it up. Good location. Tapia not able to square it up, and results in a lazy flyout. So they'll bring up Sam Hilliard, who's 0 for 3 tonight as the DH. Had some huge hits in the Phillies series. Looking to add another one here. Stakes first pitch at the knees, strike 1. Trying to think of other little topics with Star Wars to talk about. Here's the 0-1. Popped him up on the infield. Scope is there in shallow center. Makes the catch, and that'll do it here in the Rockies' 8th. They go down 1-2-3. Way to the bottom of the inning. Chrome, Goodrum, and Candelario due up for Detroit. We're all tied at 3 here, as we're running out of ball game. Raimel Tapia will stay in the game, take over in left, as Ian Desmond will come out of the game. He went 2 for 3. And we'll have Wade Davis take over on the mound, making his 14th appearance. He's 2-1, went 5 for 7 in save opportunities. It's 5.11 ERA, 13 strikeouts, 11 walks. Right-handers hitting .357 against him. Wade Davis losing his closer role to Scott Oberg. So he'll pitch here in a tie ball game in the 8th. First pitch swinging is C.J. Cron. He comes up empty. It's 0-1. Cron 1 for 3 in the game. Base hit his last time up. Here's the 0-1. Misses the low, ball 1. Some Star Wars news today. It was announced that Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok, will be directing a Star Wars movie, so that'll be exciting. Popped foul. Bring kind of that unique humor and style to Star Wars. I think that could be really good. Really good for Star Wars in a film. And then another Star Wars live-action series was announced from the Russian doll writer or something. That show on Netflix. A little bit of that. I think there's still that Rian Johnson trilogy. I think that's still supposed to happen. This one bounces in the dirt. It's 2-2. I think that one's still supposed to happen. The Game of Thrones guys dropped out, so that's not happening. This one's lined into right, and that'll get down for a leadoff single here for the Tigers' 8th. C.J. Cron fights back against Wade Davis, lays off a couple of pitches, and then hits one left over the plate into right field. So the leadoff man's aboard here with nobody out in the Tigers' 8th. We'll get a pinch hitter here with Travis.
He's running at first base. Number 50, Travis Demeritte.
So Travis Demeritte will take over on the base paths for C.J. Cron in the DH spot. First pitch to Nico Goodrum, swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Goodrum 1 for 3 with an RBI single thus far. 173 on the year. Wade Davis, we've seen this situation just so much for him. Gives up the leadoff single, maybe get the out, or walks the next batter. Pitch misses low, ball 1. One with the knuckle curve. James Pazos and Jake McGee, a couple of lefties warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Ready to go at a moment's notice. So Wade Davis typically gets into trouble, and you want to keep this thing as close as possible. Here comes the 1-1 to Goodrum. Swing and a miss. That high fastball. It's 1-2. 93 miles per hour on the gun. Went up around the letter, climbed the ladder on him. Davis comes set, checks the runner at first. Here's the 1-2. Bounces in the dirt, gets away from Walters. And so Demeritte will move up to second now. Count evens at 2-2. Wild pitch on that knuckle curve from Wade Davis. Just kind of took a weird hop and ricocheted off of, looked like the knee pad of, just off the heel of the glove of Tony Walters, who isn't able to bury it. Costly mistake there, and that'll move the go-ahead run to second with still nobody out. That eliminates the double play possibility. And it's 2-2 on Nico Goodrum. Comes the 2-2. And I'll run the count full. Well, the Tigers have a new hope now, as they're looking to strike back and return to their winning ways. Here comes the 3-2 to Goodrum. Hits that one foul. I was trying to think of more Star Wars puns to throw in there, but it's come up empty. Comes the 3-2 pitch again. Check swing, but it's a called strike anyway. And so Davis gets it out there via the strikeout. Freezes Goodrum. There's one away here with a man on second. We'll get a pinch hitter here. We'll get a pinch hitter here for the Tigers in Harold Castro. Runs outside, ball 1. Castro, the left-hander, lefty, hitting .239 with 5 homers on the year, 12 RBIs. He bats with a man at second with one out here in the 8th. Check swing. No swing, and it runs the count to 2-0. Wade Davis, once again, pitching himself into a corner here with one out. And a tie ball game. It's the 2-0. Taking all the way, it's 2-1 now. Well, this Tigers lineup really giving the Rockies a run for their money today with their pitching staff. Runs outside, runs the count to 3-1. Austin Romine, the catcher, waits on deck. Here's a 3-1 to Castro. Swings to that one. It's 3-2. With another fastball. Davis living a little dangerously, leaving those pitches over the plate. Luckily, he's been able to muscle them right past these Tigers hitters. Another payoff pitch for Harold Castro. Swing and a miss. He got him with the knuckle curve. And there's 2 away now. Davis with back-to-back strikeouts. I'll bring up Austin Romine with 2 outs. The go-ahead run at second. And Demerit took over for C.J. Crone, who singled. High fly ball to center field. And this will do it for the inning. Dahl makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So the Tigers threaten, but they can't get their man past second. We head to the top of the 9th. We are all tied up at 3 here in Detroit. Rockies looking to take the lead once again. Harold Castro will stay in and take over at third for Candelario. So we'll have the 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Rockies. Tony Walters, a double in the second, will be the first batter of the inning. Funkhauser still in there in his 4th inning of work. As that pitch runs outside, ball 1. Rockies looking to make this 3 in a row here on this road trip. Prove their record to 15 and 18. And then the Tigers trying to get into double digits wins. 3 and 0 now, so 3 straight balls to Tony Walters. Here to lead off the 9th. Comes the 3-0. Taken all the way, strike 1. Still a good hitter's count here for Walters. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Swinging, and this one's hitting to right field. Maben runs back and makes the catch. Got a good piece of it, but not enough off the bat. And there's one away here in the 9th. Trevor Story, the shortstop, who's 0 for 3, will hit now. It's been held quiet this past couple of games. Here's the first pitch to Story. Hard hit foul ball, and it's 0-1. I always love the Rockies bobbleheads for their Star Wars Day these past couple of years. Pitch runs low, 1-1. I have back home a bobblehead of a Charlie Blackmon Rebel Alliance pilot, that X-Wing pilot that my friend gave me, as Story takes that curveball for strike 2. Even it's now 1-2 on Story. Here's the 1-2. Bounces in the dirt, 2-2. Funkhauser closing in on 50 pitches here, and he's in his 4th inning of work. Relieved Ivan Nova. It's kind of been a 2-man affair for the Tigers today. 3-2, the count now on Trevor Story. David Dahl waits on deck. Triple his last time up. And ball 4, so the Rockies have a man aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Go-ahead man trots down to first, and David Dahl will hit now. Dahl, who's enjoyed a good game. He's 3 for 4. The triple, a couple of singles, and 2 runs scored. And he hits with Story at first. Story may look to swipe second base in this one. Checks the runner, kicks and deals, and taken all the way, it's 0-1. The Rockies have hit into 3 double plays tonight. That's kind of snuffed out a lot of their rallies. They've had a lot of good opportunities to score, but so many double plays. Kind of kills the momentum. Here's the 0-1 to Dahl. This one is hit high and down the line. It'll drift into the seats, foul. 0-2 the count now on the Rockies center fielder. Here's the 0-2 again. Fights that one off. It's 0-2. Ran that one out, been outside on the outer part of the plate, but Dahl able to get to and fouls it away. The 0-2 once again. Jams him inside, but he hits it into right field for a base hit. So Dahl is aboard once again for his 4th hit of the night. 3rd single. ran that up and in and kind of jammed him. But he's able to hit it past Scope. And that'll bring in Bo Burrows. Made his 11th appearance. He's 1-1, 26 innings of work, 4.15 ERA, 22 strikeouts, and 10 walks. 258 average against righties, 324 against lefties. He'll face Nolan Arenado now with men on first and second. We'll get a pinch hitter here in Garrett Hampson. Rockies want a little bit more speed on the base paths. So you have a lot of speed between Story and Hampson. That misses low, ball 1. 3 for 4, 3 singles, 2 RBIs in this one for Arenado. Looking for that big hit here. Base hit, scores Story. Grounds that one foul, evens the count at 1-1. Story hitting Arenado hitting 423 with runners in scoring position. This could be really a good way to defeat that phantom menace of the double play. Really put on a nice attack against the Tigers and get some revenge. I managed to get the prequel series in. One and two the count now on Arenado. Kicks and deals. Fouls that one away. Arenado fighting off some pitches. Looking for the one that he wants. The 1-2. Got him. Swinging strike 3. Climbed the ladder with the fastball. And now there's 2 away. Kind of been the story tonight for the Rockies. Great scoring opportunities, but can't cash in, can't capitalize. Look for that clutch hit. Arnie Garcia and Gregory Soto warm up in the Tigers bullpen. 0 for 4 on Charlie Blackmon tonight. Ground out in the 7th. Average down to 354. Here's the 1-0 to Blackmon. Popped up, home plate. Romine underneath it. Makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Rockies in the 9th. So they can't capitalize, can't get the go-ahead run across. We head to the bottom of the 9th. We're all tied up at 3 here on this Star Wars Day affair at Comerica Park. Garrett Hampson will stay in the game, take over in center. Rockies only have 2 men on the bench right now. Jake McGee will take over here in the 9th. 16th appearance, he's 0-1. 5.87 ERA, 13 strikeouts, 6 walks. Rockies looking to push this thing to extra innings. Kristen Stewart, 1 for 3 in this one. Single and a run scored. He'll be the first one to hit against McGee, and then he'll turn the lineup over to the top with Reyes. First pitch in there for a called strike. Scott Oberg, the lone man, warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Rockies can get a lead in the top of the 10th if we get there, or he's ready to come in here in the 9th. The 0-1's fouled away. Well, again, we'd like to remind everybody this is Skylar Timmons as part of the Sideline crowd. Find us here on YouTube or Facebook and Twitter of the same name. Here's the 0-2. Runs outside 1-2. Been just chatting to myself about Star Wars today. It is Star Wars Day. Hopefully everybody's doing good, having a fun day, staying safe amidst these crazy, crazy times. Here's the 1-2 to Stewart. Swing and a miss. He got him on that slider down and in. Stewart is not happy as he hucks his bat towards the dugout. Good pitch by McGee there. And there's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th. James Pazos now warming up in the Rockies bullpen with Oberg. Tapper back to the mound. McGee's got it. Sets his feet and fires down, and Reyes is retired. There's 2 away now. We have Cameron Maben, who's been held hitless tonight. He's 0 for 4. Maben. Kind of been around the league a little bit. In there for a called strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses high, ball 1. One delivery. High and deep down the left field line. Wrong run for Tapia, and he's there and makes the catch. So Raimel Tapia gets the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the extra innings. Free baseball here on this day of Star Wars. We're all tied up at 3 here in Detroit as Daniel Murphy, the Rockies' first baseman, will lead things off. He's 1 for 4 in this one. Single and a run and an RBI to his credit. Bo Burrows still in there for the Tigers. Here's the 1-0. This one's hit the other way into left, but Stewart's there to make the catch. There's 1 away here. I'm going to have Ryan McMahon now. 2 for 4, couple of singles in this game. Here's the first pitch to McMahon. Check swing, but it's called at the knees. Strike 1. Rockies trying to get some sort of force to awaken within their bats. Could take it all the way. It's 1-2. Because you don't want this to be their last inning of some sort. Hopefully so that they can continue to rise in the National League West standings. Swing and a miss. As McMahon swings through that changeup. There's 2 away here in the 10th. Good pitching sequence there by Bo Burrows. And I'll bring up Raimel Tapia with 2 away. 2 away, and here's the pitch. Misses 1-0. Tapia lined out in the 8th when he pinch hit for Ian Desmond. He's got a couple homers on the year, 256 average, 4 RBIs. The 1-0 lifted back behind second, and Scopes there to make the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Rockies in the 10th. We head to the bottom of the 10th. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Tigers. We're still tied at 3. 13 hits for the Rockies, 10 for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera has had a productive day. 3 for 4, a couple of doubles, a single, and a couple of RBIs. Pitch misses 1-0 on the Tigers' first baseman. There's the 1-0 delivery to Cabrera. Ooh, just misses the zone apparently outside, and it's 2-0. Two-0 delivery. Flared to foul behind third base. Arenado gave chase but comes up empty. Now run the count to 2-1. There's the 2-1 delivery now to Cabrera. Ooh, catches the zone at the letters with that fastball, evens it at 2. kind of back-to-back questionable calls there in the zone. Well, leaving the count at 2. Cabrera swings and fouls that one away. Hung a slider there. Cabrera was all over it, but fortunately got out in front of it and fouls it away. Another 2-2. Misses below the knees, 3-2. Jonathan Schoop waits on deck. Cabrera gets on. Potentially get a pinch runner to put speed on the bases. Here's the 3-2. Hitting to right field. That'll get down for a base hit. 4th hit of the game for Cabrera. He just continues to be a menace there. Rockies still have Kinley, Pazos, Estevez, Diaz, and Oberg in the bullpen. Jonathan Schoop stands in now. He's 1 for 3. Cabrera stays in the game. This one's grounded foul. Now would be a good time for McGee to get a ground ball double play. You get the double play. Potentially get yourself 2 outs and then better spot to get out of the inning. Here's the 0-1. Misses outside, ball 1. Rockies led 3-2 in the 7th, but then the Tigers answered back and tied it. As Schoop swings through that one, it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Misses high, ball 2. Evens things at 2-2. McGee comes set. Fires. Misses high, ball 3. Runs the count full. Travis Demerit waits on deck. Demerit pinch ran for C.J. Crone and took over in the DH spot. And loses him, ball 4. So back-to-back men aboard here for the Tigers. Here in the bottom of the 10th. Travis Demerit will bat now. Cabrera at second, Schoop at first. You don't have particularly strong runners on the base paths, especially in your lead runner Cabrera. So McGee still struggling here. He's at 21 pitches. Bit of a jam now with nobody out. First pitch to Demerit. Misses outside, ball 1. Demerit hitting .214 with runners in scoring position. He's got a 154 average. Well, both teams scored 2 runs apiece in the first inning. And both were held hitless until the 7th when they both scored a run. To even the score at 3. And then that's where we've sat. Jake McGee now. Second inning of work. 1-1 the count now on Demerit. Another 1-1 pitch. Got him swinging on that one. It's 1-2. Good bite to that sinker there. See McGee staying down and away, trying to get him to roll over something and get that ground ball that he needs. Here's the 1-2. Hung that slider. Luckily he fouls it away, keeps it at 1-2. Saw Walters there try to keep it down, but McGee hung it. And we'll do it again, 1-2. Misses low again with the fastball. Evens the count at 2-2. Walters, see, they're trying to keep the ball down. Got him swinging, strike 3. There's the first out of the 10th. Second strikeout for McGee. Got him to chase that one down below around his shoe tops. So there's one away here with men on first and second. And Nico Goodrum will bat now. He's 1 for 4 tonight. First pitch swinging, fouls that one away. So Goodrum, the shortstop. Here's the 0-1, taken all the way on that slider. That was a tough take, but he holds off, and it's 1-1 now. Another 1-1. Check swing, but he says he went around. And the sinker gets strike number 2. 1-2 now on Goodrum. McGee looking to get the ground ball or at least the second out. Fly ball into right field. That's going to get down. Blackman comes up with it. Cabrera stop at third. Again, he doesn't run well. But that'll load the bases with 1 out here in the 10th. James Pazos will get the call here to face Harold Castro. Pazos making his 18th appearance. He's 0-2. Or he's 0-2. 2.76 ERA, 15 strikeouts to 4 walks. Right-hander's hitting .400 against him. Lefty's hitting .302. So Bud Black will ask his relief pitcher here to get the lefty. Eventually get the ground ball and get him out of the inning. First pitch to Castro is in there for a called strike. Well, this has been the situation the Rockies have found themselves in again and again against opposing teams, especially out of the bullpen. Here's the 0-1 to Castro. Bounces in the dirt. Smothered by Walters. Good stop there. It's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 to Castro. Swings, then that gets past Murphy into right field. And that'll do it for this one. Cabrera scores the winning run. Harold Castro with a dribbler right past Murphy into right field. And the Tigers win this one in 10. 4-3. So a heartbreaking loss for the Rockies. And you go back and you just see how many opportunities they squandered in this one, where they could have easily taken the lead or even won this game. Miguel Cabrera, player of the game, had a fantastic outing, and that was also one of the worst water effects I've ever seen. But Miguel Cabrera, player of the game for the Tigers. So he goes 4 for 5. A couple of doubles, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs in this one. Scores the winning run in the 10th. So Rockies lose 4-3, 13 hits apiece. Bo Burrows takes the win. He goes to 2-1. Jake McGee takes the loss. He's now 0-1 on the year. Well, a couple of other notables here. For Colorado, David Dahl, 4 for 5 with a triple, 2 runs scored. He had a great game. Pretty much on the up and up after kind of a slow slump as of late. Nolan Arenado, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Tony Walters goes 1 for 4 with a double. And then for Detroit, Victor Reyes goes 2 for 5 with a run. Kristen Stewart 1 for 4, and Nico Goodrum 2 for 5 with an RBI. So that'll do it all here on this May the 4th game, as the Rockies can hold on to win it. They lose 4-3 in extra innings. So we will be back here tomorrow as the Rockies look to bounce back against the Tigers. The Tigers now with their 10th win of the year. They are now 10-25. Rockies fall to 14-19 on the year. So that'll do it all here for the Sideline crowd. Once again, I'm Skylar Timmons. Thank you so much for joining us and tagging along as we've been watching this. And we'll hopefully see you back here tomorrow as the Rockies look to get back in the win column. So that'll do it here. Once again, we are not affiliated with Colorado Rockies, Major League Baseball, or MLB The Show. Strictly for the Sideline crowd, our little project here as we do this for fun. Once again, I'm Skylar Timmons. Thank you so much for joining us. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. And may the 4th be with you.